You're listening to Guitar Talk with Will Music. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Guitar Talk. I'm Will Music. I'm hosting the show tonight, and Pino's had a few words with me about my Pino, I've got to hang it on you. Welcome to Pino. Pino's our producer, and he's doing a fantastic job.
Guys.
And tonight we have an amazing guest who's got probably one of the best jobs you could ever get. It's the Yamaha guitar product specialist.
That's exactly it, Will.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Tom Beappler.
Thank you very much, mate. Happy to be here. Lovely to see you.
So, Tom, I mean, you've been playing for, what, 10, 20 years?
Playing guitar for itself, probably coming up to 40 years, which is a bit concerning, isn't it? Of course, everyone's looking, how can that possibly be? Yeah, no, I started when I was probably just 7.
Yep.
You know, and then took classical guitar lessons.
Yep.
And then I was lucky enough to have a great teacher, Bob Brunelli, who took me through all my classical grades, but then taught me.
That wasn't here, though, was it?
No, that was in the UK.
In the UK.
Yeah, and he taught me not only classical guitar, but then he taught me some great songs and, you know, current songs, Beatles songs. So I learned how to play chords and play along with stuff. So that got me into two different paths.
Yep.
And then from there on in, I got into a variety of different listening musics and love it all, you know what I mean? So, but mainly, probably in the late teens, probably started getting into sort of the jazzy kind of things, Pat Metheny, Schofield, John McLaughlin, those kind of guys, Mike Stern, you know, and all those kind of geezers, and that. That was great, you know. That was and that was an eye opener because it was suddenly, you know, incredible music coming to my ears and something different that I hadn't heard before.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, when you were how long have you been in Australia?
So I've been here before it came up to 14 years now. So,
okay.
Yeah, a little while now.
Yeah.
So, that's been great, been fantastic. And, you know, managed to get a job in retail, which is what I was also doing in the UK as well, not also just playing around in, you know, duos and bands.
Yeah.
But, yeah, got a job in retail over here. And then, you know, obviously, you make heaps of connections through that.
What made you come to Australia?
That'll be my good lady wife.
Okay.
She was actually working over there. She's Australian. And we met over there.
Aussie.
Yeah, you know. And then obviously then decided to settle over here. So big move for me. And it's fantastic. Been really cool. I'm loving it over here.
Yeah. Now, coming from the UK and coming to Australia, well, Melbourne in particular.
Yeah.
Did you find there was a difference between the UK scene and the Melbourne scene?
Yeah, I mean,
gig front
wise, certainly. I mean, I've been probably played in, I suppose, in a lot of pubs around, and you know, did a lot play with a lot of bands, and you know, managed to get some good high profile venues as well, playing with some cover acts as well as original acts as well. But certainly from the pub scene, the gigging pub scene. I mean, the main difference was over there we had to, we luckily had to do 2:45s over there. 9 till 11, 2:45. How nice is that?
Yeah.
I remember when I first did my first 3 45-minute set. I was like, "Geez, this is a long time." and then you do the 4:45s.
You know, and what about the 5:45s?
Wow. Oh yeah, I'm out of shape with all of this, you know. So but no, I mean the actual scene. No, I mean you know,
or even doing a gig at the Crown.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
spend all day loading.
That's right. And I've done some of those as well. You know, so no. But that's probably the length of the gig. So, I mean, that gets you into shape.
Yeah.
I probably, when I first got here, it was actually nice because I've been gigging heaps. So I had a nice a break probably for about a year from gigging.
Yep.
And then I got in touch with Dave Graham, who you know as well. And then we did a lot of duo gigs together, and that started a lot of stuff off. Met heaps of players that way as well.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
And like with the money side of things over in the UK to like transferring like the equivalence, is it equivalent sort of money?
Yes, actually wasn't that much. Yeah, not that much different. I mean, quite a similar kind of price, you know, we were getting. So no, it wasn't that much different, and similar vibe actually. So I mean, it's surprising, you know, you kind of think you travel this distance, but no. You know, you're in there, and you know, it's great. You're here to entertain people, get people singing along and having a great night, you know, as well. You know, what we're here to do, you know. Yeah.
Now, Claude's just posted on there that's his guitar in the background. Now, we all know what his guitar is. Claude, we put this up here to stir you, mate. That's for you.
Yeah, that is actually my guitar.
So, yeah. So, with Yamaha, how long have you been with the Yamaha?
So, funny enough, actually, as a product specialist of Yamaha, only about 9 months now. So it's quite a short, a recent.
But you've been known to Yamaha for quite.
Yeah,
some
I mean,
time.
I've known all the guys there probably for, obviously from being in retail, probably for 6, 7, 8, maybe 8, actually probably 8 years, I'd say. So a lot of the guys there I knew anyway. So luckily, it was it happened to be the right place, the right time, and the right time for me as well, working with what I was doing at home and stuff like that, and work outside. It's been great. It's been an absolutely fantastic opportunity for me. Yeah, loving it. Yeah, loving it.
Yeah. Oh, mate, it's
and I can come and chat to you.
It's the cream. Seriously, that is. I would say that is the cream of gigs.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
it's great.
I know quite a few of the guys down at Yamaha as well, and it's like, you know, and look, it's actually a privilege to have you guys on the show.
Oh, look, I'm saying it's an absolute pleasure to be here.
Because Yamaha is such a big company. Globally, even like having Line 6 on, and,
that's right.
And Vox as well tonight. It's going to be something that's going to be really, really, really cool.
Yeah, no, I'm loving it. Look forward to showing you, sort of demonstrating for these things. They're just unbelievable. You know, they're just cool stuff to see and try out. You know, as a player, it's just great just seeing things come out and going, God, wish that was around when I was playing. Yeah. You know, that's a lot of times I think I see now the technology is so cool. Yeah. God, I wish that was around when I was learning, you know, because that would have solved a lot of problems for me when I was out, you know, starting out.
I can't wait for you to show that acoustic guitar.
Oh, no.
I must admit I'm a drummer and I'm pretty excited actually. That blew me away, that acoustic guitar. I want one, and I can't play one, but I want one.
That acoustic guitar will blow everybody away. It is a guitar. That is the new level of acoustic guitar.
It is,
for everyone, no matter what.
No, I know.
Because that's I reckon that Yamaha will probably sell the patents to other companies. I don't know. But that is something that has to happen to every guitar. Seriously, it's amazing.
It's changing. It is life-changing, isn't it?
Now, Tom, we've done gigs together.
We have indeed, yeah.
We've done gigs as duo and stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
And they've been awesome gigs.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
You're still doing heaps of other work?
Yeah, like the duo is still going. Melbourne Acoustic Duo, still much happening, you know. Yep. I mean, you got to balance up when you start working again. And these are the things that you know as well, you know, that things have to balance up when you're doing stuff. But still carrying on with that, and playing another sort of great rock band called Crawdaddies, and having a lot of fun with that as well.
Doing covers,
80s
stuff,
mix, 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s.
So today,
yeah, exactly.
Well, today there's no guitar anyway. So
it's coming back. Yeah, maybe somewhere. But no, but that's right. I mean, so it's great. You know, we have a lot of it's great. You've got to keep your hand in playing because hey, we love it. You know, and there's nothing more pleasurable than getting out and cranking out an amp live, or duo gigs with the acoustics. Yes. Or just, I just love playing acoustic guitar. Probably acoustic guitar is probably my sort of love.
I know that is your guitar of choice.
That's my gigging instrument. That is my gigging acoustic guitar, and that's been my gigging acoustic guitar. I'd say for at least
facial
3
expressions
years.
Of people when you pull that out, and they stand there and look at you as if to say, "Are you for real?"
We always joke that we're actually saving up to buy the rest of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It looks like almost like one of the each week you get the extra part of the guitar. You know what I mean? I've only bought full week 2 at the moment.
You missed out on that catalog. You know the catalogs that comes with the parts.
All the extras for it.
That's right. That's all I need. No, it's great. It's so lightweight, it's portable. It sounds fantastic plugged in. Great neck. Oh, it's just a dream to use live. No feedback, which is hey. I love acoustic guitars, but when you come live, there's always that element of whereas that sounds awesome, and you just crank it and it sounds unbelievably good.
Yeah. And we've also got this little toy too behind us.
This is the Yamaha Rev Star range. This is actually the RS720. So this is a new finish that we've just released called Vintage Japanese Denim, which is really beautiful looking instrument.
That's an amazing guitar.
It's a beautiful guitar. Yeah. And these actual pickups are actual low output humbuckers, which I hadn't actually tried before. So the people that sort of said, try low output humbuckers, you're like, what does that do? Why I want the gain, but no, actually, you can actually crank a bit more on the amp, and it really starts bringing a beautiful tone. So very different, and 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 the Bigsby's always something a bit different as well, which I like.
Yeah.
You know, but we do ones without the Bigsby, but I just like that one. And
Yeah.
I've tried that out on a couple of gigs, and it
So
sounds
now,
beautiful.
this one's yours.
That one is mine.
That one's yours?
No, that one is Yamaha's
Okay.
and new finish.
But it's yours at the moment.
It's mine currently. Until they probably watch this and go, oh, we better have that back. No, they know I've got that for this show. But
hey, guys, guess what?
Actually, I don't think Tom understands our clause on the studio. Anything comes in the studio stays in the studio.
That's it. Yes.
Hey, we actually tried that with some other suppliers.
We have
tried.
tried.
It didn't happen. I don't think, did it? No, that's no. Obviously, and actually, but I've tried the same model, not in that finish, but at a couple of gigs as well. It's been unbelievably cool.
Yeah,
really good guitar. I've got to say, really nice finish, as I said,
and we'll be hearing that later on.
Yeah, absolutely. We're cranking
Vox.
that through my Vox.
Oh yeah. By the way,
sorry,
this Vox. How many of them were made? You know,
I don't know how many this one, but it was. I know it was a limited finish that they released. I think about 3-4 years ago.
Yeah,
and I looked at that and went, "Yep." You know, we are a fickle bunch sometimes, and sometimes it is about looks. But obviously, I mean, the AC15 is a beautiful amp anyway. Yeah. But I just love the look of this damn thing, and I went, "Yeah, that's the time to get one of those."
Yeah, yeah.
And it's perfect.
That's a beautiful amp.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So sorry. I know people think, "Oh, I want that now," but no, you can't get that, I'm afraid. and I'm not selling mine at the moment.
Hey, let's have a listen to this guitar.
So we're going to start off with this little beast here, which is looks like an acoustic guitar, which it is.
Well, it is an acoustic guitar.
Hey, that's an acoustic guitar.
Yep.
Lovely.
Beautiful.
So this might be familiar to a lot of people who play guitar. Looks like an acoustic guitar. Sounds like an acoustic guitar.
Yep.
It's got a little bit of
added
magic,
benefit.
A little bit of magic.
Press and hold.
Yes, press and hold, and we see something. Now, this is no outboard effects happening.
Now,
suddenly.
Pino has not touched any buttons.
I've got to stress
this. Left alone.
Because people will think, he's changed something, but here we go. Have a look at it now.
So switch it off now.
Yeah, so I'll just do a quick. Right.
And switch it off. And do it again. Yeah. I love it.
That's unbelievable. I love it. I want one.
I love it. Now that I believe that you're doing a duo outdoors.
Yeah.
You've got immediate reverb.
Yeah, you got control over your own reverb and you know, actually got, as they built in chorus as well. But yeah, you've got control over your sound. So actually fantastic for, I know a lot of guys do radio shows, you know, I mean, not just this one.
But boom, Tish is trying to push it on our
So you've got to have one. No, but singer-songwriters out in radio studios and they've got a mic in front of them, but there's no outboard effects. But now you've got it, it's all ready to go.
Yeah.
You click the button and you've got... And it just
has
makes
that got
you go,
the chorus on it at
that's
the
got a
moment?
bit of chorus. I've not a lot, but I've added just a little bit. I'll take the chorus off.
Yeah, wind it off.
I'll just put the reverb up full, just to give you an idea of like the length that you can. So if you back it off into more, they've got two different types of reverb. This is more of just a little room, so a shorter one. You know, so your natural.
Yeah.
So it just feels like you're playing in a nice room now. And then you've got more of a hauler, you know, longer reverb for that kind of slightly more spacious sounds.
That's nice.
It's just beautiful. And then you chuck the chorus in.
Oh, we got a phone call.
Call already. There we go. Caller already.
We'll come back to that, Tom.
No problem.
Hello, thanks for calling Guitar Talk. Who am I speaking to?
Hello, William. You're speaking to Joseph. How are you?
Joseph, that's Joey.
You know, Will, I'm watching this magnificent show you guys are talking about here, and it just, I'm with Mick DeLuca here.
Hi, Mick. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, good day, Will. Yeah, not bad, mate. Pretty good, thank you. We're enjoying the show, and I said to Mick, I said, I've got to ring Will and tell him about my father's words, what they used to be.
Yeah, what was his words?
My father's words were, my son, he make the guitar talk. If you can have any equipment, but if you can't make the guitar talk, you bullshit, mate.
Hey, Joey.
Yeah.
Joey, it's Pino.
Pino, yeah.
Yeah, how'd you go with the phone number? I'm glad you found it, mate.
Yeah, I found it, Pino. I found it.
Will, you want to tell him? The
Yeah,
joke?
you got to tell the story. Joey, he's got to tell the
I
story.
thought, I'm going to ring the boys tonight. I thought, so I better text Pino and ask him what for the number. So I said, Pino, I've got to text you tonight. What's your number? And he goes, Pino writes back, the number you just texted me on, you idiot. So there you go. Hey, Will, please say hello to the gentleman there because he's doing a beautiful job.
To Tom, doing a great job.
Thanks.
Hey, Tom, seeing that Joey's our first caller,
Yes, indeed.
do you have a giveaway for him or something?
We have a little pack that you might be
little
interested
pack?
in. Maybe you could hold one up. That maybe we've got two to give away, and this
We've
little
got
pack,
two to give away, haven't we?
We have. So this little pack has got some great little cool things in.
Okay, I'm going to be delving. I'm going to be delving Delaney.
This is our little my beautiful model over here. This is a little guitar accessory pack, which is cool. So string winder, torch, little Allen keys, everything you need, polished cloth.
Thanks,
Allen
Tom.
keys are in there too, Joe.
Yeah, so this is really cool. And
So,
then
and a string cutter too, mate.
yeah,
Fantastic. And I can take it to gig. I can use that at gigs.
Yamaha
you can use
guitars.
that whole
written on
one,
it.
use it at gigs, and then we got some a variety of other things.
Yeah.
Mug,
Then there's a t-shirt in here.
hopefully you meet him.
Oh, my God.
It's a Yamaha t-shirt.
Yeah.
Yamaha.
Large or extra large?
Mike, we'll talk after.
We'll talk after.
Oh, hey, listen. That's a bit personal, isn't it? That's a bit personal. It's a large one. Listen, Tom, Will, I'll let you guys go. Pino, I'll let you. Tom, thank you very much.
Mate, absolute pleasure, man. Thanks for calling.
I'll keep watching. See you guys.
Thanks,
Thanks, Joey.
Bye, Glenn. Thank you. Bye.
Put aside for Joe.
Yeah, put aside for him.
Hey, Tom.
Well, yeah, man.
We also got someone asked a question.
Sure.
You know how you got that reverb thing on the guitar
Yep.
and chorus?
Yep.
Can they make that for snare drums?
No, I wish they did. Actually, that'd be cool.
Oh,
wouldn't it?
everybody wants the freebies.
Just wait, maybe when we hold off on the
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we'll hold off on the freebie for the next one.
Yeah.
Hello, Guitar Talk. It's Will Speed. Who am I talking to?
Will, you're talking to Michael Borg.
Michael, how are you, sir?
I'm very well, William, and your fine self.
I'm fine. I'm great, mate. Hey, I hear that you're up in sunny Queensland.
Sunny Queensland's very good.
Yeah? Great.
Do you even get that far?
Yeah. No, I just heard a whisper that you were up in Queensland.
Yes, I am, unfortunately, but lucky enough to be watching you and that fine gentleman next to you. G'day, Tom. How are
Hey,
you?
Michael,
now,
how are you?
we've both done gigs with Tom, haven't we?
We have.
We have indeed, and they're always lots of fun.
Oh,
They
yeah.
are. They're also, I have to admit, they're
Yeah.
fun gigs.
The whole point. I
Easy
mean,
gigs.
if it's not fun to be, my view
Forget
on
it.
gigging is just, there's no
Yeah,
point doing it. You know,
absolutely.
if it's a hardship or a chore, stop.
Stop. Take a
Oh,
break.
exactly.
But it's nice
Exactly.
playing with you guys because it's an absolute pleasure.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Oh, and likewise, mate.
Yeah.
And it's always good to be on the receiving end of Tom saying, let's do this song, and you're like, I've never really done that song before, but hey, we'll give it a go.
Yeah.
That's
And it always works out in the end,
it
doesn't it?
does.
Yeah, it does.
I love it. That's the best way.
Yeah.
Do you know this? No. Okay, let's try
Let's
it.
do it.
Well, anyway.
The best way.
Sounds like you and I will.
So, Michael, have you got a question for Tom?
Tom, I have. I'm gonna pick your brain for a moment. I hope I haven't caught you unawares, but I'm currently using one of the Line 6 HX effects, which I find a wonderful bit of gear.
Yeah, cool. We'll be having we'll checking that out actually a bit later. Yep, indeed.
Yeah. I'm having a small problem.
Mhm.
Well, not a problem. It's probably an idiot problem, being the user is an idiot. But I find I'm using an expression pedal for volume, and what I find is when I switch from one patch to another, the volume goes to 100% rather than where I've left the volume pedal in the position I've left it.
Oh yeah, okay. So when you're switching patches, say you've dropped the volume back on the expression pedal, you want it to stay there essentially when you change to the next patch, so you're not suddenly.
Yeah, that's correct.
So you get this wall of sound suddenly if you're going to say, yeah, no, that's quite common actually on the Helix and the family, not just the Helix, but also on the HX effects. That has come up where a lot of people said, oh, actually, hang on, if I change this, what's happening? So if you actually go into the menu, the little 3-line thing, and if you go to global settings, you can actually make the expression pedal, you can set it for a preset, for a snapshot, or global. Now, if you set it to global, it remembers everywhere where that expression pedal was. So if you set it to preset, what actually happens is that if your preset says the volume pedal is at 100% when I last saved my patch, it remembers that. And when you switch that patch, it'll come back on at 100%.
Right.
So you'd have to click it to that patch, then drop the volume pedal back, and then it'll change. But obviously, you don't want to do that if if you're looking down, you want it to remember what you've just set out. So you need to change it to global, and that should fix your problem, Mr. Borg.
Thank you very much, Tom. You're a man of wisdom.
Yes, I know. I've had some questions before, and that's good, mate. No, thank you for that. Yeah.
Isn't it amazing when you're talking to someone who knows their stuff?
We try. We try, my friend.
And that advice was free too.
That's what I do. That's my job.
And I love it.
Yeah, still love it. No, good question, mate. Thanks for that.
Hey, Michael, you got any other questions?
No, not really. Just keep up the good work. It's a great show, and looking forward to hearing you two jam later.
Yeah, well, we're going to have a little bit on this.
We might have something on that, actually. Yeah.
It sounds beautiful.
Yeah, because it sounds nice. Yeah.
Yeah, man, you're going to check this out.
All right.
Awesome.
Nice to talk to you, mate.
Thanks, Michael.
Have a great show, guys.
See you, mate. Bye-bye.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah,
There you go.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it's as I said. I mean, as I said, yeah, no. And actually, I tell you, the pleasure of just playing with different people is you just do different things each time, and you approach songs slightly differently because everyone does things slightly differently, and that's great. It keeps things fresh.
I'm a big person on doing stuff differently every time you play.
Yeah.
So I mean, I know there's a lot of guys that like the rehearse thing, and it's the same thing all the time. I'd get bored.
Yeah, I mean, and actually the same thing. I mean, I've got to say, it's like when I play particular songs, I'd say there's a few iconic solos that you kind of don't want to mess with too much, but then there's times when you're playing live. Yeah. I don't want to see every time playing the same solo. I want to play something different, and it keeps me fresh, but there are some songs that kind of go, I can maybe I'll start it like that and then swerve off into the distance somewhere else, But I think there are times when you just got to be flexible. I want to see live. I don't want to see it to the letter, I suppose.
My son plays bass.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
And I took him to see for Steve Legg's fundraising thing.
Yes.
I took Julian down to see that, and the Bad Loves were playing.
That's right. Yeah.
And Julian went up. I introduced Julian to Irish.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And Julian spoke to Irish, and I said to Irish, you guys cool to hook up. We'll have a lesson. Like a jam sort of thing. And Irish goes, man, I don't know. Oh, my Irish accent's too disgusting.
Come on, do it. You gotta do it.
I'm not sure.
Come on.
This is fraught with
to be sure.
It goes Scottish, and then it goes, I don't know, it goes Italian, and goes all these other. All right, I'll try it. He goes, every time I'm playing, I'm always playing. I sound Scottish.
That is completely Scottish.
Are you sure? To be sure.
Anyway, he basically said, every time I play, I never played the same thing twice.
Wow.
So every time he plays the Bad Loves tunes, he said,
the core bit
what I played at the recording that's played for Green Limousine and what I play now, it's different. I never played the same thing. And when I heard that, I went, wow, that's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
Is that a good excuse for guitarists because you always forget your chords and whatever you're doing?
How dare you suggest that we don't learn the songs properly and we're just blacking ourselves over
you guys, I got it, and then you just change it.
That never happens at all.
No, I mean, I actually did a fill-in gig one night, and I had to learn 2 sets of tunes out of 3.
Yeah.
And I just went, I'm just going to learn a blanket idea of these tunes. We've got another call. Hello, you've called Guitar Talk. Who am I speaking to?
It's Claude. Will, how are you, mate?
Claude, how you doing, man?
Very, very well. And yourselves?
Good.
Great show.
Are you enjoying it tonight?
Yeah, love it.
Yeah, that's cool. Hey.
I've got a couple of questions for Tom.
Go.
Tom, the pickup in that acoustic guitar,
The one I'm
Can that
holding?
be? Yes.
Yes.
Can that be retrofitted to any guitar? Can you buy that module?
No, this is actually pre-built in. The reason is actually, although we don't have a camera right inside, this is actually quite complex because
It is.
the preamp side is very straightforward and the DSP side is very straightforward, but it actually that's all feeding into this actuator inside of the guitar, which is actually then using the guitar as a speaker. So it's not something, unfortunately, you can get as a kit and then just go, I'll just chuck it in an acoustic. No, I mean, it's quite complex when you look inside it. And
It's
I
actually,
I
think it's assembled whilst the guitar's being assembled.
Yeah.
So you can't put it in through the sound hole.
No, this is why I suppose we brought this model out particularly because we did have a model out last year, the LL16 with the transacoustic system, but that was $17.99, so that's cool. But I mean, some people that was probably a bit too much, sometimes. So this is the FG model, and this is $9.99. So this it's a lot more affordable. This opens up a lot of possibilities for a lot more players. Want that technology. Yeah, exactly.
But it just sounds awesome because you're in a dry room and you've got this reverb coming out of the guitar, and it's it's the reverb that's in there is a working reverb.
Yeah.
It's like a studio reverb that a top end engineer has put into the guitar.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the beauty of
it. Also,
it.
I mean, I said to you before, I said I want products that inspire me to play. And this is one. You start and
you play with that and you start songwriting straight away.
Exactly, and that's what you want to be. Want to happen with any product that you get. It's just whatever. If it talks to you and does something special, then you've got the right thing in your hands.
Yeah,
oh, that's awesome. Is that out and available?
This was released a few months ago. So and we've only had I think we had a good shipment in now. I think the last month. So there should be in your local Yamaha dealer. So just check out. And if not, then they should definitely be able to order you one. No problems. But we've got available. But I'm just saying, we should have good stocks now. So check it out if you want to play for yourself. And it's something it's amazing when you do hear it. I mean, for yourself as well. It's great hearing it here, but when you pick it up and while you're sitting in front of it, you go, wow, it's just so inspiring.
Yeah, that's right, and that's what I'd love to. I'd love to have a bit of a play around with it.
Yeah, and I think that's the key thing is get your hands in it and then have a listen. You go, that is really cool.
Yeah.
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 My second question, Tom, and I'm not sure if you can help me with this.
Mm-hmm.
I've got the silent guitar, exactly the same as yours on the back there.
Yes,
love it.
Yes.
I've got a G10.
Yep.
When I plug the G10 into the silent guitar,
yes,
it doesn't work.
No.
So I've worked out that the G10 has got a stereo input.
Yep.
The silent guitar obviously isn't. So you've got to use an adapter.
You do.
Now, what I've done is I've taken the silent guitar, I've opened it up.
Yep.
And I've bridged the tip and the middle, and it works.
Okay.
So I don't use an adapter.
Oh, that's impressive.
My question is...
Are you chewing through batteries?
No. Now, this was my question. Is doing it that way, is that causing anything, number one, long-term? I thought it was going to drain batteries very quickly, but it doesn't. So it's obviously not shorting anything out.
Okay.
But, yeah, I just wanted to know if you knew that side of it at all.
I don't know that. No, I mean, I've got a G10 as well. So, and I actually just use an adapter with mine.
Yep.
Now, the G10s, I think for the first year didn't come with the adapter because they, when you try it with heaps of different guitars, they realize that often active guitars, so obviously acoustics, and certain guitars with active pickups, like possibly EMGs and stuff like that, not across the board, but sometimes the G10 didn't work. So they started putting actually a right angle adapter in with the G10 to counteract that problem, basically.
I've used that adapter, but I find that it hits my body all the time, and I'm forever knocking it.
Okay. Oh, yes. I mean, I actually got a lead made, a short lead up, which is like a little jack-to-jack extender, which works great. And then I can wrap that around the back through my strap and then just chuck the G10 into that. So that's how I got around mine. But yes, I mean, the adapter, I don't know about rewiring the guitar. I'm not sure about that. You'll probably know more about that one, Will. But I mean, but in terms of that, that's what I use. I mean, I use the adapter when I'm using mine. So as I said, that's just what works for me. And as I said, they come with the adapter now anyway. So
Yeah.
But I grant, I know it sticks out. I suppose, in your way. But you can actually get straight ones as well, so not just right angle ones. So if you did find that worked for you as well, that's nice.
I actually tried a couple of different ones, and the straight one was too far out. The right angle one, it was against my body. So then I thought about it, and I thought, well, the adapter's only a mono plug. It's obviously shorting out pin 1 and 2. So I sort of did that within the guitar, and it worked fine. It was just something I thought about, whether long term it's going to be a problem. And I thought about the chewing of the batteries, but it doesn't seem to be chewing them.
If it's not chewing through batteries, then again, I think you'd know if there was an issue with.
Is it making any other? Is it making a hum or a noise?
Yeah, exactly. Any buzz
no, nothing at all.
Nothing.
It's absolutely it's identical.
If it's working, I'm gonna download the
service
manual and have a look at the
We'll have a look at that for
that.
Yeah, but no, I haven't say I use the adapter, so that's my solution. But I haven't mucked around internally with mine, so but there we go.
Yeah,
but hope that helps.
No, awesome.
No
awesome,
problem.
And I love the products. I've even got the HD 500 as well. I'm a Line 6 man. So love it.
Same here. Awesome, man. Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate
it.
Thanks,
work.
Thanks, man. I was going to know if you want to just have a little to play it.
Do you want to make some noise?
To make some noise? Well, might as well you've got a bass guitar sitting next to you, mate. So,
all right. All right, you start something.
We'll just start something here and let's see how we go. So, again, the reminder is he's just plugged straight into a bass amp, and I've got a little no outboard on this.
Yep.
Just the guitar.
That's straight guitar mic'd up.
Yeah.
Nice.
Lovely, mate. Beautiful.
Nice. Sounds amazing, that guitar.
Just ridiculous.
That sounds nice, Tom. Very nice playing.
I mean, just straight mic'd up. I mean,
Yeah.
just record with that and just go. I mean, it has actually got a jack out as well if you want to go into something. But I mean, it's great for a
Now,
mic.
plugging that in straight into a PA.
Yes.
The reverb that you have is the reverb you have.
Yes, that's right.
So it comes. It all comes set
out.
up.
It all comes out. So if you do need to plug it in, but mic's great. And design, great sitting in your room at home. As you say, you're suddenly playing in an arena or something like that. You know what I mean? With that sound stuff.
Now there's that body shape.
Yeah, so this is the FG. So that's your standard sort of dreadnought body shape. We do a concert version, which is smaller bodied version. So I don't know what double O, treble O, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? But more of a slightly smaller body. So same price though, $999 as well, and 3 different finishes. So it's beautiful.
And the knobs on there.
Yeah,
you've got 3 knobs.
So here we just got the reverb level. So you've got say a smaller, like a room reverb, but then they can switch to more or less, and then a hall reverb more or less on the same knob.
Yep. So all the way to like to say 4 o'clock or whatever it is,
so
is full reverb.
Yeah. So all the way up there is full reverb hall.
Yep.
But you actually got it. So it switches sort of like room more or less, more, and then stop, and then goes into hall. More.
Yeah.
And then just the chorus level, and then this is your line out level if you have got it plugged in.
Yep.
So, and that's the same across all of the trans acoustics from the AL16.
And to switch it on and off.
So you just got to hold the button down for 2 seconds to engage the craziness.
Yeah. And then to switch it off.
And again, hold it down
for 2 seconds.
About 2 seconds.
And is there a light on it or something that tells you
No.
to turn it off?
No, I always the people say, "Is there a light?" And I go, "No,
Just flick it.
Use your ears."
Just
I always say, "Use your ears on this one." If you've got
Use
reverb and chorus, it's on.
Yeah. Use the
If you haven't, it's not. So I think yes, use that as your indicator. I think.
Also, Tom, we
yes,
got George Rahotis.
Yeah.
Is asked me to ask you.
Certainly.
Where are we? Going to upgrade the Line 6 Bogner HD 100 and bring out a Generation 3 version.
There, look, there is nothing on the roadmap of that type that I'm aware of. You know what I mean? I mean, obviously, products do get. So we do have a little look ahead, but but no, I haven't seen anything, unfortunately, on the roadmap for that as yet. So sorry, no Gen 3 that I'm aware of. I think looking at a lot of pathways and the Helix and the modeling that we've just released, and we've got a new powered cab for modelers as well that's just been released, the Power Cab 112 and 112 Plus. So I think my gut feeling is they're going to be channeling more of their energy into that side of things. So, but who knows? Is what I can say, but not that I'm aware of, unfortunately. So thanks for your question, George. Thank you.
Well, I think we might go to a commercial while Tom gets ready with the other guitars.
Yeah, we will, and we'll set up another unit. Yeah, cool.
Are you going to set up that little box?
We're going to
thing?
use this.
We're going to see the craziness.
God,
That's
crazy.
Crazy stuff. All right, we'll be back right after this, guys.
Oh, Escape Music is having a sale. Not some freaking 50% off a plectrum kind of sale. We're talking a big mid-year sale on select instruments, guitars, there's amps, bada-boom, there's drums, bada-bing, there's keyboards, PA and boutique effects pedals. Hundreds of items up to 60% off recommended retail price. There's Gibson, Yamaha, Fender, Roland, Epiphone, Martin, Taylor, Wagner, Magnatone, and more. Hey, how much of this merchandise do you think we got? Most items are one only, so be quicker than a New York rat up a drain pipe. Hey, click on the banner.
And we're back. Now, Tom, we're going to have a look at this tiny little monster. It's all I can say is that it is a monster. Now, I'm speechless. Do it.
Okay. So this is these actually, the concept of this came out last year. Vox's parent company decided to redefine what a tube was. They went, yeah, okay, we've had this for like a long time. Let's just change it. So what do we hate about tubes? Power consumption, weight, reliability. So they went, we've developed this thing called New Tube. So basically vacuum tube, but in this portable, tiny, ridiculous format.
And what's the weight?
So these heads, this is a Class D power amp, so just a tube preamp. And these weigh 540 grams. Yes. I remember when I showed you this first time and you went, that's not right, is it? I went, no, it's not.
Because then you played it and it was like, you've got to be joking.
And even when I first heard so we had 3 models out last year. clean and AC and a rock, and these are the 2 new models that literally just been released, and these are just incredible. So this one is actually the first one I'm going to be playing through. Is called the Boutique. So this is based on like your creamier overdrives from like Robin Ford, Larry Carlton, those kind of guys that are into that territory.
Yeah.
So these things are 50 watts. Now people think, 50 watts. That's a bit more than a practice amp. Well, now we've got it coming into this little 1x8 speaker here. So that's about 4 kilos. So we've got a 5 kilo rig here.
5 kilo rig.
Which
this 5 kilo rig, how much do you pay for it?
Well, I reckon, look, you could probably pay close to $500.
So 5 kilo rig for $500.
With more tone than you're ever going to need, I tell you.
Yeah.
It's just now, obviously, and these things these have got switchable ohmage on, so they're 4, 8, or 16 amps. Little power, any cabinet most cabinets, I should say. I've chucked this into a 4x12 before as well. It's massive. It's huge. But we've just thought we'll go with the lightweight.
And how many watts is it?
So 50 watt, Class D power,
50
watt. So incredible. And on the back here, we've actually got switchable ohmage. You've got a deep switch. So when you're using a smaller cab like this, you've actually got a deep switch. So this enhances the bass a little bit more, a bit of oomph. And then eco mode. So if you want it to switch off after, I don't know, whatever it is, 20 minutes or something like that, so with inactivity, so you're not drawing power. And then you got just a gain, volume, and some tone controls on there. Okay.
I've got
Rory's
got a question for you, Tom.
Sure.
Wondering why Line 6 moved away from the dedicated bass gear. Was it because they included it in the guitar gear overall moving forward?
Well, that's a good point. I mean, look, the latest incarnations, certainly in the Helix and stuff, have got quite a good, a large range of bass preamps, amps, and cabinet models as well. So, you're kind of like more just having a dedicated bass unit, I'd say. Look, from my personal experience in retail as well, not as many bass players buy dedicated, bass units.
Yeah.
Or they might play bass and they might play guitar, and they might use it for other things. So having it now incorporated into, other guitar products, even though, we say it's for guitar, yes, they certainly have bass amplifier, amps and rigs built in as well. So I think that's it's an interesting point, but I think now it's more just like they're releasing guitar products, so it crosses the spectrum, if you know what I mean. It's not, sure, there's more for electric, but then bass players use less gear often, not all the time, but then a good quality head and cab model is what you want to do, especially when you're recording, which a lot of those units are designed to do as well. And then for live playing, like Billy Sheehan's got a Helix now. What I mean? So and he modeled his own preamp into the Helix.
Hey, did Billy Sheehan come down to Yamaha when he was here?
No, I know. That's a shame. Yeah, no, I didn't get to see him.
That's a shame.
Yeah, no, he's a phenomenal player. But so now in the Helix, they went to Line 6, and his preamp is modeled in there. But so the Helix, I'd say, is a guitar family product. It's not just specific for guitars. Yes, there are more guitar amps and effects in there, but then again, there are a great range of bass cabs and bass rigs in there. So for recording and live, you've got it all in there as well. And the quality of effects are phenomenal.
So basically, if you're a bass player, go out and buy the Helix because it'll do the same job.
Absolutely. And you've got all the quality there, and you can still load IRs anyway if you want to do that, So, and all the quality effects. I think, there are specific bass effects, but generally, a delay is a delay, and, overall.
Yeah.
But there are some specific effects maybe, but, but I think really now you've got parametric EQs in there, so you can tailor your sound incredibly well in there now. So I'd say that's probably why, say it's not so specific to bass, Let's incorporate them into the guitar family.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so that's cool. Thank you very much, Rory.
So, Rory, I hope that's answered your question.
Yeah.
Give us an answer. Yeah. Hold on. Still have my Bass Pod Pro. Love it, even though it's a much older unit. And that's the thing with a lot of gear like that. It just goes to show you that you can have something that's 10 years old already, and it still goes.
Yeah. Look, I haven't got one here, but my very first Variax was bought in 2003, which is scary enough. Yeah. But still got that, and still works. It's great. I've got a new one now, but I'm just saying. But actually, it's still great guitar. So, and I've got an HD 500 still, which is still, rears its
Yeah.
head every now and again. So, you know, there's, the gear is great, but, you know, technology moves forward, and the you know, the advancements in tonal, you know, quality that you can replicate out of things is incredible now. So,
Yeah.
but the old stuff is still very cool as well. You
Yeah.
know, just think of the DL4, you know, the Line 6 delay pedal. That's nearly 20 years old, and people still love that. You know, it's in heaps of people's rigs still. You know, it's a classic.
Yeah.
You know, so that's really cool.
Going to show us his toy.
Well, so here we have
raw.
Oh, no. Not sure how this is going to come off. So, I mean, but so this boutique one. So I'm going to sort of like, I've set the gain sort of about 3 quarters ish. So I'm just going to show you sort of like, if I crank the guitar, you can hear. And then if I roll off the guitar, the volume a bit, so we get tube reaction, so it cleans up. You know what I mean? It's great. Good. You know, all that stuff. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the boutique.
That's the boutique. So it'll go from, I mean, as I said, it's more like, I'd say it's like, you know, like in the days, actually, people say, you know, wish it was simply, you know, when I could use the volume tone, you know, volume control, you know, to control what I do, you know, and that's what these amps are great for. You can actually, it's sensitive, you know, you can roll it back. Then bring it in.
Actually, I'll bring the camera in, guys. I'm going to put a close up on that.
Yeah, you should. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
So that's the front.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, you know, it's got that lovely little look to it.
The back.
Yeah, the back here's
like
got speaker. Now, the other cool thing about these is we've got the speaker output here. We actually have a headphone line out, a speaker emulated line out. So for you guys at home, you just want to practice silently. Just chuck your headphones in or go into a desk for recording. You know, these have got so many uses. Backup rig. You know, how many times you've been, your tube amps blown up and you're thinking, you chuck that in the front of your gig bag.
How much do they retail for?
$349. I don't know if anyone. Yeah, so the next one we'll be looking at will be the metal, which is a different flavor again altogether.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's the boutique. So that's a really cool box. We'll do a little bit of swappage now, and won't take 2 seconds. Should be all ready to go. Da-da-da. One down, one up. Good. Put that into the red output for me, sir. Thank you.
Now. Wait. Okay.
That's this one. Yeah. Okay.
So the preamp stage on this is very different to the boutique. So this is more your heavy, your heavier sort of overdrives.
This is
well, not overdrives, full on distortions.
I think when we say metal, I think we know where this is. It's great. Now, as you can tell, obviously, I'm a keen metal player. But to give you an idea, I mean, yeah, this has got some really cool. It's got a mid switch on the back, so you can actually tonally shape things. So this is now. So hopefully this is going to come through a bit.
Yeah.
I can't play that. You know, all that stuff. You can tell that once I lost this years ago, there was no chance. But you get a feel, and again, this mid switch here. So you get really three very different sounds.
Three very different sounds.
Massive tonal, right?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, but again, actually, if I just drop back the volume a bit,
yeah,
you know, that preamp actually reacts like if a Joe not less than was a very solid rock sound there. Yeah,
incredible.
So I know, and you just go, I mean, as I said, if you ever get a chance to go in a store, actually, just try this through a 4x12, and you will just go, that's just actually all shades of wrong.
Well, it's wrong because the 4x12 is that big, and you got this little tiny little box on the top.
On top,
it's like a box of matches.
It is. Top. I mean, as I said, I mean, we actually also tried one in line as a distortion pedal, you know, because it's line in, line out.
Yeah,
and it actually works great.
Yeah,
you know, so it, you know, tonal things, but obviously it's always on. But you know, but heaps of uses. But a backup rig at 500 grams. I know a lot of guys. An artist in actually was touring Europe, and again just has a couple of pedals in front of that. Bam, straight into the PA, backpack, backpack rig. You know.
Now this speaker cab, how much is that?
It's 159. Yeah, so 349, 159 at retail. So
159 for this speaker cabinet,
and 3.9 kilos and 540 grams. So that's not bad.
Not bad.
And if you want something a bit more meat, we do a 1x12, a BC 112, which is a Celestin loaded 70 watts, you know, 112.
Yeah.
Which obviously will give you, you know, for the guys that probably for more gigs, even rehearsals, they'll kick enough power, no problems, you know, easy. But phenomenal units.
And you can also plug, like, you could get two of these.
Yeah.
Plug them together.
Yeah.
And you drop the ohmage down to 4.
That's right.
And you're going to have
the full
your 50.
Yeah.
Your
So these have actually got parallel speaker jacks. So in one, join them together, job done.
Daisy chain, 4 ohms, and then you're getting you know, amazing.
Not stereo particularly, but certainly but two cabs working simultaneously. Yeah.
Boys with their toys.
Oh, I mean, as I said, that metal one. I mean, just for I know people learning as well, but just it's huge.
Yeah. This is actually, when you think of it, this is kind of like for a beginner who's starting off. I would put this into someone, you know, that saying where if you can afford to buy something that's better quality that can take you beyond.
Yeah.
This, you spend $500. I mean, say around $500 to buy this package. Yeah. You've got a rig that can take you straight out to a gig.
That's what I mean. I mean, it is, absolutely. I mean, you know, you're gig ready, you know, even though you might start. But then, as I say, I know heaps of guitarists there with a lot of tube amps, and you know, and sure, you know, we love a tube amps, and that's still good. But you know, they go wrong and something breaks or tube blows. You've got something you can plug in that's got tone still. You know, it's not something that we've got, you know, that sounds tinny and rubbish. It's actually got valve goodness.
Yeah.
You know, so that's always good, which I love it. And you know, they say we still got the clean, which is you know, American cleany kind of thing, which breaks up a bit, and then the AC, which is obviously based on the AC circuitry, and then the rock, which is like your bridge rock kind of sound as well. So, but these complement the lineup really fantastically. You know, sort of great. This would be great for a slide player as well. You know,
Oh, yeah,
great. The
absolutely.
boutique would be
The
great
boutique.
for the boutique, beautiful
Yeah.
slide stuff like that, and
Yeah.
those kind of players as well.
Man, you could walk in with this in the package.
I know.
And he could get two and put two.
Two put there, yeah, two side by side, and you're there.
Actually, I'm not sure what box it was. It was it's as small as that box one there, yeah. And when we used to come to the gig, we actually used to call it the toaster because it looked like a toaster. Seriously, jeez, a kick though.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, there's heaps of headroom on this. You know, it's just it'll get you through. You know, that's the whole point. But it's but I mean, fantastic if you're recording at home. You know, I mean, have a couple of these lying around, just straight headphone line out into your interface, and just speaker emulator line out. You know, big tone straight away. You know, imagine that straight into your recording software.
Yeah,
you know, just a different sound. You don't have to sit there. You know, miking up and cabs and there you go. Line out.
Hey, Pino, you know something about this show? You never told me when you asked me to do Guitar Talk that it was going to drive me broke.
You can't buy this one.
Yeah, actually, and these are actually going to be out. I mean, we've had a very small shipment come in, but these should be about 2 to 3 weeks away, probably readily available. So, yeah, really love it. You know, just so much fun.
You can get these at your Vox dealers.
Yeah, local Vox dealers. Yep. You pre-order if they don't have one, get the orders.
You're probably better off getting a pre-order so that you know that you got one.
Yeah, I'd say because you need to get them reserved because I think they're going to be it's particularly going to be really popular with a lot of people.
Now, Rory's saying something else about on the Vox stuff from a sound engineer's point of view. Rory's had some great experience with a looper acoustic guitarist that was using a single Vox valve tone pedal and had a killer sound and a small AC30 on a massive stage and some of the best tone Rory's ever had the pleasure of mixing. Yeah,
actually, some of those earlier valve tone pedals were fantastic. I mean, and again, it's just, you know, a crowded market, I suppose, and I suppose it's finding their way into that. And I suppose these kind of things now will give you a bit of that, if you know what I mean, particularly the AC version, which, you know, as I say, it's got the AC tone sort of sound as well with it, you know. So again, chuck you know, that's into that looper and straight in the back of that and say out to the PA. You can either obviously go into the speaker, then out to the PA and stuff like that, or just straight into the PA and just use the monitors. So you know, you've got that you know, you've got the opportunity there as well. So that's fantastic. Yeah.
Claude, that question that you're asking about Yamaha having nights that people can see and preview gear. I would say your best bet is going to a music shop that's a dealer.
Absolutely. Look, I mean, we've got heaps of dealers around, so you know, and so I would say, look, call them up. Obviously, just see what they've got. You know, you know, we've got heaps of product. You know, you know, hopefully they've got what you need. But if they don't, you know, then just call them up.
And the guys, I mean, you spend time training the guys as well. That's part of your job.
It's part of my job. I go into heaps of different stores. You know, talking to guys and, you know, showing them these kind of products to say, look, this is how, you know, and you know, get them excited about it because, you know, from a retail perspective as well, coming from that side, you know, myself, you know, if the sales guys are enthused and excited, you'll feel enthused and excited, you know what I mean? And that's the whole point, you know. But, you know, these products, you don't do a huge amount to turn them on and go, I'm loving this, you know, and you fall in love with something. So, yeah, I'd say definitely, you know, I mean, actually, sorry, talking of that, though, we have got the Melbourne Guitar Show coming up on August 4th, 5th, I should say.
Actually, Claude, if you want to see it, go to the Melbourne Guitar Show on the 4th and 5th of August.
Caulfield
Racecourse, and Yamaha will be there.
I will be there.
And Tom will be there, so you'll be able to talk to Tom, but you'll be able to see all the Vox gear. You'll be able to see all of the Line 6, because you'll have everything there, won't you?
Yeah. We'll have, I mean, limited range, but a large range, you know, again. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no. So
you will be able to sit there and play with
absolutely.
it too.
Yeah. No, it gives the opportunity. So that gives the opportunity to sort of try a lot of stuff out. It's great because there's an acoustic area upstairs, because obviously the downstairs area is, as you all know, can get a bit loud. But there is an acoustic area upstairs, so if people want to try the trans acoustic and that kind of thing, you know, can try it upstairs. But if you come downstairs, we'll have this stuff to try. And I think there is a noise embargo every now and again, just to reset.
You guys haven't been to a drum expo.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Yes, lots of hitting things get very loud as well, don't they? But
It's like a competition. Everybody just wants to show their chops of
I
finger
know.
tapping.
It is, and which I
yeah.
can't do, so that's great. So I know you're always safe with me. I won't be showing anyone up for that because I can't do any of that. But I can play some nice things instead.
Yeah. So what we'll do, because Claude's been pretty integral in tonight's
He's
show.
been really good. Great questions as
Right.
well.
He's
And he's
offered
really
some
into
really-
our gear.
So would you say that we should give, and I think, and he's called us as well.
Yeah, he's great.
So I think we'll give Claude
I'd love to.
a
little prize pack.
little prize pack as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations,
Okay, Claude,
Claude.
you've got that.
Well done.
So we'll organise getting that
get the
to
stuff over
you,
to you.
some way or form. Contact Pino.
Actually,
or give me a buzz, whatever.
Yeah, contact me and I can get
No, just just leave it here.
Leave
I'll
it
give
here.
to
We'll work
Claude.
it out.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
No
we'll work it
problems at
out.
all.
We'll work it out.
Yeah, so the guitar show is going to be a valuable time for and it's been awesome for see lots of different gear and just try lots of stuff out, and it's a great opportunity as well because stores can't have everything that you have. I wish they did, but realistically, I know from the side they just can't have everything. So there might be that one thing that you really want to try that's going to be there. So it's really cool. Yeah. So I love it.
So do you want to show us the Line 6 thing now?
I shall now
'Cause
transfer.
that thing,
I shall turn this off so we don't get a big.
because I have to
Is
admit,
that thing on the ground?
yeah.
So I'm going to switch to actually the product that Claude's talking about. I'm going to switch to a G10 here as well. So this is our wireless little bug that he's talking about. So this little dongle here, this is what we're talking about. So lithium ion, so great little product.
So that's got a stereo out on it.
It has got a stereo plug because it is it is engaging. You got a little switch there that engages the thing.
Oh, the stereo plug on it's for when it's charging.
Yeah, exactly, for when it's charging.
So
but
it's
so
using
for normal
the stereo
electrics,
plug to charge.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
So so for normal, let's give us a little bit more of a tune. Who knows? I'm bashing around,
Yeah.
So the stereo plug for charging, but obviously for normal mono like pickup jacks like this, no problems at all. It engages without any other good thing about this is it doesn't.
Actually, now that you've said that, Claude, I'm going to have a look at the service manual on the G10 because the way you've wired it might cause damage in the long term. I'll have a look. I need to see what's going on with the circuit.
Yeah, cool. All right,
So yeah.
Yeah. So what we're now going to talk about is the Line 6 HX effects, which is
I'll bring the camera there.
Yeah, so you can bring it down and we can have a look at some cool features on this.
Yeah.
So this was released. A lot of guys using Helix but just for the effects, and they had a tube amp like an AC or whatever. So we're just down here. So hopefully we can get a reasonable shot of this. So a lot of guys, as I said, were using real amps, but they were using the Helix for the great quality of the component modeled effects. So this now is essentially your control center for your pedal board. If you want, you said you like stomp boxes, I know, but
I'm a stomp box
you stomp
person.
person. But for a lot of guys who short on space, or fly rigs, you know what I mean, need something they can just chuck in their backpack as well, but it has incredibly high quality range of effects. This is an incredible box for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So over 100 quality HX effects, which are the Helix component model effects.
Yeah.
Now, people don't know component modeling. It means they actually Line 6 open up the pedal, see what happens when the signal goes in, and see what happens when it goes through this and this. And I'll show you a really cool example of that in a little while as well. But I'm just going to highlight a couple of patches and I've created as well, which again, talking about inspiring, something that makes you want to play or write or do something like that, which is really. So I've got a little phaser going on here. Now, one of the new effects which was released, which was called a multi-pass delay, which is a kind of pattern delay. So you just play one chord, go away, making a cup of tea, and that'll still be going. So this is like a. So we've got this little delay. Now, this is really cool. Now, what I'm going to do is, and we've got a looper built into the HX effects. I'm actually going to just play a little loop and then play over the top. give you something something to listen to, which I love. So this is really cool. So.
Now that's the end of guitar. That's you know how they say drum machines kill the drummer.
Yeah,
That's the end of guitarists.
Man, it's a beautiful.
That's
just
amazing.
inspiring, you know. Just beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, so that's the multi-pass layer, and that's out on all the Helix. But yeah, this was released on the previous thing, which is just beautiful, beautiful sounding patch. The next one I've got, which is funny because we're talking about. I went to see Dave working on Mike Stern recently, and he did a rig rundown of what he uses, you know, and actually he runs his rig into a couple of old Yamaha SPX effects, and he uses the pitch shift effect to create the chorus. So not a chorus pedal; it's actually a pitch shift on a very small, sort of a tiny sense, almost like a slight detune.
Yeah.
So I thought, that's how he gets that, because I was trying to sort of. I love Mike Stern. I was just thinking, that clean sound is really cool. So I trialed a few things in here, and I came, well, I think not, you know, pretty close.
Far.
And again, he doesn't use a lot of reverb. Actually, he uses the delay as the decay. So I've got no reverb on this. It's not bad. I'll tell you what. And it's just that it's using the pitch. And again, you know, you kind of think until you know what they're doing with these things, and you're thinking, you know, what does he use? So when you see them, you're going, that's a cool thing. So then it makes you think, how am I going to do that? And I got pretty good with this, actually. I think it's a great little sound.
Yeah.
That's pretty close, man. That's pretty cool.
Oh, no. So that's a little patch that I did. Now, again, this next one, I actually just recently did. We actually did a video on the Line 6 Australia Facebook thing, and this is my big swirly thing. You know what I mean? Now, we recently incorporated some new reverbs into the HX family. So actually, I've got on here just 3 of them layered, just the 3 reverbs layered. How many more reverbs do you need? About 3. Plus a space echo and this swell, and this creates beautiful, like, and you'll hear. I'll show you what each reverb's kind of doing, but.
Now that is like, for me to pull that sort of sound, I've got a delay that's right at the end of the chain, and I've got a volume pedal, and I'm sitting there working both.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let's simplify
and you
things.
did that with nothing.
No, just playing. I'm just playing.
playing.
And that's what I mean. I think another thing about, you know, what I have to say about the HX stuff is just, program something, sure, but it just makes you want to get on play. Do things fast. you know. So a couple of the reverbs here. So we got one that's let's take off. Let's take off something
So
better.
the way you've got it set up,
Yeah.
you've got patches which are presets.
Yes. So
the
I've
preset
programmed
has
these
how
in.
many effects in
So
each
you can
preset?
have up to 9 effects blocks, you know, utilized. So
So 9 effects per one preset.
yes.
Okay. So what you've done now is you've just gone into the preset and you've switched off some of the reverbs that were in that preset.
So now what I've got it running at the moment is but you can't see it, but it doesn't matter. I'm just letting you know that you've got here, I've got 6 stomp foot switches that I can use as my, say, standard stomp
Setup.
pedal. You know what I mean? So within a patch, a lot of guys use one patch, you know, particularly or more so. They want to change it occasionally, but they might have to have their pedal board, you know, 6 key pedals they want to use, like drive. As I said, I've got a patch coming up which I'll kind of like show that more that, you know, to use it. This one's got a, you know, complex thing for this one particular patch. But yes, like I said, I can just use one reverb.
Nice.
That's just one reverb.
Yeah.
This is another one. This is more of a darker, platey kind of reverb. And then I've got this one here. And this one's got the swirl.
That's
at the
got
end.
the swirl. That's where that
Yeah,
swirl
that's where that
comes
swirl
from.
Oh, the other thing actually you saw on the plateau as well, which is the other one, it's actually got a little pitch shift behind it, which is subtle, but you can
Yeah, you can hear
pitch.
it. Yeah. Subtle.
Very but that's what I mean.
subtle.
But then, so you're playing one chord and you're adding this little layer
It
above
sounds
it.
like, in a way, it sounds like a little string effect.
Little
in the
synthy kin.
background.
Yeah, I mean, I love Vangelis.
Yeah.
If you Blade Run, I'm like, that's what I mean. You know, so you know, you chuck them all together and you can do that kind of like that big.
And for anybody who's doing those weddings and stuff like that at churches and stuff, that I would say is the thing you need, because that is just like you've got that ambient stuff that you can play at the start.
Yeah, you got this
nice laid back,
really beautiful laid back, and then you've got you know, if we go up to one more actually before I go into the traditional pedal board thing.
Yeah.
Let's go through the ambient kind of stuff first. So the other cool thing that's built into the HX is, which again I've just done a video on, it's not quite out yet, but is it's actually got this little synth built in, which people go, what? You know, but what you can do is you can actually, so it's great if you're practicing at home or want to play just over some things, you know. So I'll just start this off and you'll see what I mean. Now that's pretty cool.
You can play with that just like hours and hours.
And that's the thing. Inspire yourself to pick up your guitar, because the minute I programmed that in, I was like, you know, I was sitting there going, you know, and you just try different things out. And as a player, that's really important. Now, the other thing is, again, you've got snapshots. So this is the other thing I was going to talk about. So we've got here your traditional pedal board. You can turn 6 stomp boxes off, you know, in a row or whatever. In snapshot, you can control any parameter you've got in your chain with one pedal switch. So I could turn on compression, chorus, delay, turn the delay time up to 200 milliseconds from 300 or down, whatever, in one pedal switch. So I could do 4 different things. So if you've got 9 effects, you can do any combination of what you've got in there, different parameters, turns. So you're not doing that massive pedal, foot tap dance, when you want to go to a different section of the song. So you can store snapshots. But I've used the snapshots to actually store different chords. So I've got the chord changing. So I've got there, I've labeled them. So I know what I'm playing over. So that's really cool. So, incredible versatility. And so really inspiring to sort of play, if you know what I mean. And the next patch, which is I suppose this is what normal people would use it. I'm a bit weird, I love my ham and stuff. So this is more just like a traditional sort of top patch. So I've got here a compressor, which we would use, a lot, and and the reverb I'm actually using on the HX, not the AC. Not the AC30 reverb was bad, but I'm just using it.
So that's dry.
This is dry, yeah. All my reverb controls, everything's off. But so this is just like a standard compression. Lovely, no problems. So on it. So what I've also got on here is I've now programmed an emulation of the Clon, which is a really sought after pedal. I know a lot of guitar players are really after this kind of sound. And to get an original one is $1,500 or something.
Yeah, it's a lot
incredible.
Of bucks. Yeah, absolutely.
But, have you noticed someone's actually done a comparison between this one and it's like, okay. And this is a beautiful overdrive sound. That's cracking.
Yeah.
I'd use that every day of the week. At a gig, that's it. Drive sound. So, I mean, just for an example, in Snapshot, I could say do another patch, and I could turn the gain and the level up of that overdrive sound for a solo. But with one, but if I wanted to add a bit more compression or take compression off, I could do that in one pedal switch. So that's really cool. Now, talking of component modeling, so we've gone into the Univibe now. A lot of guys might not know, but the Univibe had a little light bulb in there. And that's you know because you've been inside them probably. But, we've modeled the light bulb. Actually, got in and there's a lamp control.
So is there an actual lamp in there? Or is
no, we've modeled a lamp, my friends. We don't need
right.
to use lamps. But the Lush Univibe sound, which is really hard to get actually, even on a lot of dedicated pedals, just like, but this is, wow.
Yeah.
Hey, Tom.
Hey.
Claude's asking, are you putting your patches up on the custom tone site?
Yes, now, not all of these yet, but yes, we have a Line 6 AU section for custom tone. So currently I've only put the ambient patch up because we've only just got this up and running. So I will be putting these patches up. So anyone that wants to download them for free, they are more than welcome. Absolutely. So yes, good question, Claude, that actually. So yeah, you can download, see all the parameters and then change the bits that you don't want or, add things. And, that's the whole point. So if you people that don't know, there is a custom tone website, which is for Line 6 family of products. And users share their patches, which is a lovely thing.
Yeah.
And because, you might be struggling with a particular effects unit, thinking, how do I get that guitarist? I want to get that type of sound. You can just type in that guitarist and go, oh, let's try that. Now, it might not be the most perfect version, but it might be the starting point. You can then change to your own preference as well.
And it's going to be different to your pickups and everything.
Absolutely.
Anyway,
humbucker single coils might be programmed with a different cab, a different, so it's a great way of sharing things. So yes, Claude, I'll be putting these patches up when I'm next in for you. So so just type in Line 6 AU and on the HX effects, and that's where they'll be.
Yeah.
So
and Michael Borgs even commented, "Hey Tom, I need that overdrive patch."
I know.
You'll be able to download it off the thing, Michael.
This is this patch here is my AC patch, if you know what I mean, because it just works well with the AC amps. It just matches up really well with them. Now the other effect, which again I didn't have money to buy, was the Space Echo because I love the sounds.
Yeah.
Love the sounds.
Yeah.
So, man, I mean, although I know the Edge didn't use a space, or maybe he did actually, but even so, this patch. So, by the way, I've just got the compression on and the reverb on, so none of the other effects. So this is just 3 pedals into the AC. So. And you got this decay going. This wobbly little end of it. Great. Love that sound.
Yeah.
And the other thing you can do on this, which I love, which the biggest flaw in a lot of delay pedals, which, well, I think the problem is you turn them off and they turn off with you.
Yeah.
You know, but this one you can actually set trails to on or off. So if you are changing to, or you want it to say you're finishing the song and, you know, you're changing patches to something else quickly, or, you know, or a section quietens down, but you still want the delay to do. So I'm going to turn the delay off while playing a chord, and it'll still going.
So it finishes.
It keeps going until the decay naturally finishes. Now, obviously, you might want to set it to off because you might want it to stop dead on. But for a lot of guys, I know if we're going to a different patch, particularly in a song, I can turn the pedal off and keep going, or change it. So that's a really cool feature as well.
Yeah.
Love it. So yeah, that's just kind of a good sort of all-round patch, I suppose. You know, that you could use different. I mean, but then you can, you know, swap in the Univibe for chorus. You know, whatever suits you. You know, you might want to send a digital delay. It doesn't matter, but it's in there. You know.
How much for this one?
$999 resale, which is. I always look at it as. Look, if I was to buy a Klon, a Univibe, and a Space
Echo, a lot more than that. Yeah.
Thank you. Job done. But I mean, the versatility. Now, the other thing that this can do is actually got an external amp switch out. So for amps that do have jack switching, you know, they can you can actually set it into here. Now, I think it's probably not foolproof for every single amp, but we've tried a few and it seems to work.
Yeah.
So you can actually switch channels from here as well. So no extra foot switch.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. You know what I mean? So incredibly versatile, small, you know, and again, you know, you can chuck it in your bag, take it around with you, and you know, that'll do the job really well for you. I love it. I mean, it's just the versatility and the range of effects is just another level. You know, the quality that you get out of this is another level. You know, I've heard a lot of, and again, you know, I was looking at, you know, people buy, you know, Stompbox with one pedal for one, you know, okay, you got parameters, but one sound. You know what I mean?
I know what you're talking about.
I'm talking to you, my friends, because I know what you're like. No, but that's what I'm saying is you have that, you know, the whole point is you want a range of effects. And again, this has got a sender return in. So, you know, you've spent money on that rare Russian fuzz pedal, you know, that, you know, you use on everything, but but you can run that in your sender return as well. You know, so it you know, obviously, you know, this has got what a lot of guys will use, but there might be a particular effect or a particular sound that you just, you know, that isn't in here, and you run it in the sender return, and then you can switch that on and off through the patch. You know what I mean? You don't have to sit there and turn it off manually as well. You leave it on all the time and then just bring in the sender return when you want to engage that. So incredible amount of versatility. It's an incredible box. And, you know, so for guys that are gigging a lot with
now, for
with
someone who's coming from stomp boxes,
yes, sir,
which, as you know, is like old man technology, right?
Yes.
How long will it take for me to get my head around that? And I'm saying that for someone else, because Michael Borg is freaking out.
Yeah, I know. Look, I could show you this in 5 minutes, and then I reckon you'd create your first patch in under 5 minutes. Okay. And I mean that genuinely. It's intuitive, it's quick. You know, you can do it a few different ways. I mean, there's a few other features like capacitive foot switch, so you can actually touch it and it'll select what you want to do, and then you can change the effects to what you want it to be. I mean, there's heaps on there, but I can assure you, I reckon I'll show you in 5 minutes, and I reckon you'd make a patch in under 5 minutes that you'd use no problems. And I mean that genuinely. It's so quick to get around, and you'd save it, you're in.
Michael,
awesome.
And,
Michael Borg's got a big question.
there you go.
Oh,
One more
Michael
question.
Borg. Hey, Tom.
Yeah.
I have one more question. That's going to cost you now, Michael.
Yeah.
Can you use a different power supply, like a Voodoo Lab, to power the HX effects? The reason I ask this is because I have a wah pedal and another drive pedal on my board with the HX, and it's a pain to have to plug two power sources in.
Sure. I understand that. I mean, this runs off. I mean, look, the power supply, this is a 3 amp. Now, the official word from line 6, I always have to say the official word is, it does have a reasonable current draw on boot up. Okay. So, although they don't, what's the word I think here is, they can't say that if something goes wrong while using another person's power supply, it's not their fault, because they say, you know, if they say, yes, you can use all of these, and then something goes wrong, it doesn't. They have tried. If you actually go to the website, there is actually a thing on the HX Effects from Line 6 themselves that discusses that some power supplies they've had some success with, that they've joined, say, 2 9-volt supplies together. Like, you know, you can get a joiner. I'm on Space Echo mad. You know, you join two so you can do like a 1 amp current draw, and they've had, like, it works. But the official line from Line 6 is that they can't officially support these products, but they have had some success, and it seems to be okay.
Yeah, Michael, with the problem with power supplies, and I get this when I've set people's pedal boards up for them and stuff. The problem with power supplies is, depending on what you've got. Like, if you look at the, I mean, I know I'm going to take it away from what we're talking about tonight, but Electro Harmonics, you have to use their pedals, their power supplies.
Yeah, you have to use their supply. That's
and the guy behind it has done it deliberately so that you have to use his power supplies. And I've tried using it, and it doesn't work. It just does not. You have noise. You put that power supply in, it's quiet, and it works beautifully. Yeah. So personally, if anything, what I would recommend you do is you organize a power board on your pedal rack, and maybe powering it up that way. So, and I know we're gonna be catching up next week, so we'll talk more. Bring it in.
Yeah, but have a look on the Line 6 website on more. There's more detail on the HX Effects about power supplies. I mean, as I said, it has been they have had some success with it, but as I said, it's I recommend just using the
I would
supplies.
use for that sort of the amount of stuff that's happening with that particular board. I personally would not try using, if it's rated at 3 amp, I would use the right power supply for it. Because if you use something below it, the last thing you want live is
something
to happen.
Wrong, especially big solo,
especially if you're live,
your big arms raising, and then something goes wrong.
Yeah, exactly. So
that's all good. Yeah,
that's good. So no, I'm blown away. So tonight, in summary, we've had the Yamaha transacoustic guitar is amazing.
Yeah.
So
inspiring.
Guys that missed that, watch the show again when it turns into a podcast, and you will absolutely be blown away by that guitar. And those guitars are $9.99, and there's also a smaller body model as well, which is the same price.
Yeah. So again.
So the next thing that we had for under 500, around 500-ish bucks, you've got these little Vox
MV50 heads. So we've got and these are the new models, the MV50 Boutique and MV50 Metal, which does what it says on the tin, that one, and the little BC108 cabinet there.
That's a cute little cabinet. And that cabinet also comes in a 12-inch.
So you can get a BC112, which is a Celestian loaded cabinet as well. So for the people that want something just a little bit more bottom end, obviously you're going to get a 12-inch speaker.
Absolutely.
Really cool. Yeah, so that's really cool.
And then you can't get this.
Sadly, that's mine. You can't get that. But the HX Effects, the Line 6, so the control center, pedal board for the guys with your real tube amps and stuff. So that just want a great range of high quality effects at their foot. Yeah, and it's just an incredible beast.
Yeah,
I love it. Love it.
I'm getting sport with this show. And then we've got the beautiful
SLG 200.
guitar.
Yeah, which is if you haven't tried one,
these are amazing guitars.
Yeah, if you haven't
How
tried
much
one,
these retail for?
Let me think. I think it's $11.99.
$11.99. Okay.
And they are incredible. Again, just if you're an acoustic player that does do a fair amount live, check one out because they're so cool. I mean, again, so lightweight, so portable, and no feedback live.
Yep. Woo-hoo. And we also have
And finally, the Revstar, the RS. This is the RS 702 in new finished vintage Japanese denim. And finally, our little
G10.
G10 guitar. But if you notice when I unplugged that, there was no.
Nope.
No, it's got a
Yeah.
little sensor on that. So
Little
when I unplug
sensor
it,
on
no. So really cool little trick.
And I have to admit, I
349.
was blown away when I did that gig with you.
Yeah.
And here you were swapping guitars,
Yeah,
bang,
yeah.
bang, bang, and you were using exactly the G10. It was awesome.
It just works.
And then you take it off, put it into the
no
box
clunk,
down on the
no
floor,
clock.
and it
Oh, yeah.
powers
And
it
then
up.
the actual receiver charges it as well.
How long's the battery last on that?
Well, I think they say up to 8 hours. So
Okay.
that'll get you through most of my gigs.
Definitely.
Maybe, you know.
Definitely.
Awesome.
So we're going to start talking about next week.
Beautiful.
Because that was thank you, Tom, for tonight.
Absolute pleasure.
It's been an awesome.
It's been lovely to
awesome-
catch up with you and
awesome
have a
night.
chat about this great gig.
Yeah,
So
and
thank
great pizza tonight too.
Yeah.
That was
And
a
thank
great
you.
pizza,
That was a great
wasn't
pizza,
it?
And thank
Yeah.
you for that.
Monday night on the 18th of June, we have Marcus Jackson, the Elvis tribute artist, who's live in the studio. And that is actually going to be replacing Drum Talk for Monday night.
Just for Monday night.
Just for Monday night. And I believe I'm comparing that as well.
Yes, you are.
I'm hosting that again. Yep. So, and Marcus is amazing as an Elvis tribute artist. And yeah, you got to watch that. And we're promoting the Retro and the King show that's being held at the Melrose Receptions on the 23rd of June. And on Monday night, there will be some free tickets that will be won. So people who call in, you'll have the opportunity of winning some tickets.
That's a dinner and show.
And that's the dinner and show.
It's worth
so
it's worth $130.
$130 for 2 tickets. Yeah. Yep. Awesome. Now, something that we've just released, which is something in a way, it's you helping us so that we can give you more.
I like that one.
Does that make sense? It's the only way of saying it. So it's called Patreon. Now, Patreon is a website that we've now set up as the Muso channel on Patreon. And it's patreon.com/the Muso channel. Now, on this, please help us so that if you can help us financially with this, with Patreon, the money that you will help donate to the show will basically give us the opportunity to upgrade computers, give you better video footage, better sound quality. We're having some challenges with some of the Facebook parameters that are there. So we're looking at ways of trying to bring a better show to you. And unfortunately, you can't do it with no money. So Patreon, you can donate from $1 up to how much, Pino?
Well, we got it's a subscription based website, and what happens is we got rewards on there. So it starts from $1, which helps support things. We got $5, $10, $25, $50, $100, $500, and $1,000. This is per month.
Yeah.
But there's great rewards and incentives per package.
And by doing it, you're actually supporting us and helping us. And look, a lot of you don't know what goes on behind the scenes, but in the studio in here, Pino's got a sleeping bag underneath the
Pretty much.
underneath his desk, and his wife doesn't see him anymore because he spends most of his time in here. For example, he spent the whole 3-4 days, wasn't it? Solid. Setting up the website for the Patreon Muso channel page. So, once again, please get on there. We've actually got it on the Muso channel on Facebook and a link on there. So please go on there, have a look, and if you can donate, I mean, look, $1 a month.
$1 a month,
Come
$12 a year. We're not asking for much.
$12 a year, help us out. That'll help us out heaps. So, because once we build the numbers, it actually helps us even more. So, once again, www.patreon.com/the Muso channel. So that will help us heaps. Now, Tuesday night, we have On the Mic, and it's hosted with, who's hosting it on Tuesday night? Do you know, Pino?
It's written there.
No,
Hosted by the
all you've
Vocal
got,
Arts
it's Vocal
Studios.
Arts, but who's going to be doing it from Vocal Arts?
I think it's going to be Ash and Liz.
Ash and Liz. Okay. And we have a special guest, Georgia. And then on Wednesday night, oh, by the way, Georgia, I've heard about Georgia. She's good.
Yeah. She's great.
And Wednesday night, we have a special guest, Aaron Shembry, who will be joining us. And Aaron, many of you know who Aaron is if you go to the to Musicland. But Aaron's joining us, and I know Aaron because we've all got myself, Pino, and Aaron.
Actually, that's going to be a show and a
have
half.
a story that when we get started, it's just going to be crack up after crack up. So, yeah, that's Wednesday night at 8 p.m. next week. So, thank you for listening tonight. Thank you once again, Tom.
Thank you, mate.
And thank you
Tom.
to Yamaha as well.
Okay.
And Line 6 and Vox for tonight. For one showing off, or one developing all this product and showing it off, because this is amazing gear and it makes every musician's life easier.
Yeah.
So thanks, Tom.
Mate, absolute pleasure. Thank you so much.
And Pino, thank you very much.
Thank you, Pino.
Always a pleasure, boys.
It's been an absolute pressure once again working against you. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening, and until next week, see you later. You're listening to Guitar Talk with Will Music.